Roleplay Retcon does not own any part of the movies we retcon, nor are we associated with the artists who make them. Please do check the individual episode descriptions for any content warnings.
This series features music by Sun Goose. You can find them on Bandcamp or wherever you get music online. Welcome to Roleplay Retcon, the podcast that remakes the movies that lets you down. I'm Benjamin Gray, he, him. You can call me Ben. And my other core cast member, who's pretty much always here, is Alex. Hi, Alex.
Hi, I'm Alex.
Yeah, there's usually a third core cast member, Jinsey, right? Yeah.
We threw them in the Tuscaloosa garbage.
Yeah, and if you're a long-time Rec crony, you know Jinsey quite well, but Jinsey won't be here for this series because Jinsey decided law school was more important than tabletop role-playing games.
Can't blame him.
At least for the next month or so. Jinsey has not quit the podcast. I don't want that joke to, let's not let that get out of containment. But you know, you're Jinsey and us. We still love you very much, and this isn't your fault. And we would never try to replace your Jinsey, but we did bring in some new lovely people. We just thought you'd like to get to know them. I'm going to start with Julia. Hi, Julia. How you doing?
Hi. Hello.
Julia, who are you? What do you got going on?
Great question. Hello, everyone. My name is Julia Labouche. You can follow me on Instagram at QueenJulia_11 and Blue Sky at QueenJulia11. I also have a YouTube channel, which is just my name, Julia Labouche. On there, you can find an original play, an original audio drama, a bunch of videos of me singing, as well as a playlist of all my previous AP appearances. Coming up on May 20th and 27th, I will be on the Valley on Hilarity Save as a part of the 2000s table. The 20th we have our cast chat, and then the 27th we have the actual one-shot. And actually, as of right now, that is it, because when this comes out, Vesson will be done. You can go back and watch. I was a guest on 2 episodes of the Morrigan Society, which is a Mythic Ireland Vesson campaign on Nerds with Dice. I played Nisha Halloran for 2 episodes, and I might, if he's not dead, play him again at some point, because we have, as of right now, we have 1 left. I could die. We're at an auction run by a vampire right now. But Mary, her Vesson games are kind of all in one extended universe, so I'm a guest for this series, but I might come back in other things that she does. So check that out. And I can most often be found on Streaming Rainbow.
And we also got Joe. Joe, how do you say your last name? I know you, and I don't know how to say your last name.
I'm going to tell you to say it first and then correct you.
Cool.
Can I do it?
Yeah, Alex, you do it.
Is it Simison?
Not even close.
Son of a bitch.
Is it Seamson?
Correct. Nailed it.
Son of a bitch.
Joe Seamson.
Don't feel bad at all. I was a 3rd generation attendant of my high school. Name was still spelled wrong and said wrong all the time.
That's horrible.
I'll do you one. There's my last name. How you say that?
Blasius?
Oh, no.
It's Blasius. So 1 for 1.
There we go.
Blasius is new.
No, I've heard it before.
Okay, well, it's new to me. I've heard Blasius.
I used to get Blasius.
There's nothing quite like standing in a wrestling singlet and having the announcer go, Joseph Simonson, and having your entire team laughing behind you.
No, that's great.
At least I won that match. Take that.
Take that.
It filled you with righteous anger.
Yes.
I have ridden with Joe once, but I still want you to tell us what's up.
Yeah, so I'm Joe Simpson. My big thing these days is I'm a professional game master at Wild Wolf Games here in Minnesota. So I have a number of campaigns that I run, or one-shots and things like that. So if you are in the Minnesota Twin Cities area and are looking for a game to play, wildwolfgames.com is the place to start. Aside from that, on the internet, I'm more known as Daddy Gamer. I often stream with my kid playing video games and tabletop games, but the big thing is as I run an annual charity event every fall around Thanksgiving. 3 days of a variety of games and bringing in special guests like Ben, who was so gracious to join me for the special guest game, but also an opportunity to show off the talents and skills and just hang out with all of my friends in my local community as well. And then raise money for a good cause.
It was fun. I would pay Joe money if I had money to be a GM.
I seem to be pretty good at it, so...
Yeah, I would say so. We played Daggerheart, and like, Daggerheart's fun, but I got lost in the weeds just like trying to read that game before you ran it, and I thought you did a very good job. Like running a game that's a little hard to wrap your head around.
Well, you created a character that somehow had it in their background that just eliminated all of the enemies that I had created.
I just found a picture of a guy like wearing like an Amish sort of guy wearing like a stonecutters hat, and I was like, oh, I'll just make this guy like his parents were stonecutters, and he knows a little bit about it too. And it turned out most of the enemies or at least the big encounter, were like rock people.
They were like rock golems, earth elementals.
Nice.
But it did lead to some pretty excellent moments. That was there were some pretty cool things we did with that detail. So
yeah.
But yeah, that pretty much sums me up. I am a family guy. I have a family and a daughter.
That counts.
That count.
That counts.
There's all kinds. You know what, Joe? There's all kinds of families, and you having a daughter, that counts.
I'm married and have a kid.
That was a little far afield, I'll give you, but it counts.
One of these non-traditional families.
Yeah. Okay, so what we do here at Roleplay Retcon is remake infamous flop movies using tabletop role-playing games. The movie we're making this time is the 2017 Norwegian crime thriller, The Snowman.
Sounds good.
I think, well, it isn't.
It's not.
It's not. I think it's most famous for like all of my favorite podcast comedians quoting the like tagline, though. But I gave you all the clues, Mr. Policeman. Like, I think that's what it's probably best known for.
Is that what this is from?
That's what this is from, Alex.
Wow.
That's the Beth May line that she likes to say all the time. It's from The Snowman.
Wow.
You do not have to watch this movie to enjoy this podcast. And sometimes I tell people if they watch it, it can enhance the experience. But this time, I even told my players they didn't really have to watch it. And as a matter of fact, I'm just going to spoil the movie here in a minute. I'm just going to tell you what happens because that's not going to happen in our version.
Damn, I'm going to watch it.
I think now Julia is somewhat familiar with this, I think, because Julia has watched some...
Through a video essay by Dan Olson, on the editing and why that in particular makes it bad.
Oh, it's unfollowable.
Why don't we just pause for a moment? I'll go watch it quick, and then you can spoil it for the audience.
We're all going to go home. We'll meet y'all back in about 3 hours.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think it's like an hour and a half long.
Well, we need some time to digest it.
You need to process.
Okay. Gotta make the popcorn. Okay. All right. Well, so we're all back, and you can skip to the future me is going to tell you a timestamp you can skip to if you don't want to hear all this. But I really listen. Usually, I'm like, "Hey, watch this if you want to." I get it. Every movie is someone's favorite movie. I don't think you're going to like The Snowman. I don't think you're going to like it. Hey, Future Ben here. You can skip to the 14-minute and 40-second mark if you really don't want any spoilers. It was kind of hyped up because it had a few stars in its cast, namely Michael Fassbender in the lead role when he was like at his height. I think in 2017 it was like Michael Fassbender City. I think he's still doing okay, but he felt like he was on everything then. And Val Kilmer is in it, and J.K. Simmons are in it. They're in more minor roles. But the plot
Did they get any diamonds?
Do they get any diamonds?
Because they were minor roles.
That's very funny, Alex.
Sorry.
The plot is really hard to follow, and some of the character motivations don't make sense, but I'm going to try to give you the gist of it. This is the part I really want to tell you. I've been so excited for so long to tell you this. The main character is an alcoholic detective named, I'm not kidding, Harry Hole.
Fantastic.
And in the movie, he's just been dumped by this lady, but he's really close to her son, like a father-son relationship, so he spends a lot of time with him, and the lady is cool with that, and they're on friendly terms, but she's got this other boyfriend who's now a cosmetic surgeon. And Harry gets this weird letter that has this like childlike drawing of a snowman. It has this creepy message on it, and that's where I give you all the clues, Mr. Policeman. That's like what that's on. And Harry's on this case about this woman who's missing, and this new rookie cop shows up, and she's also on this case, and there's a snowman outside this woman's house, and everyone assumes the woman's daughter made it, but Harry's the only person that bothers to talk to the kid, and he finds out that she didn't make the snowman, and then a bunch of other people get murdered, and there's also snowmen where they get murdered, and one of the people who murdered is Val Kilmer, who's like a old, also alcoholic cop, and he's secretly the rookie's dad, and she was trying to connect the dots between these murders and the one that her dad was investigating years ago. And I think it's maybe the sleazy businessman played by J.K. Simmons, but that turns out to not be correct. And the rookie gets in too deep trying to expose him, and she gets drugged and killed by someone, but it's really not clear if it's the snowman guy or J.K. Simmons who like did it. And finally, Harry figures out the snowman killer is his ex's. What?
Michael Keaton.
It's not Michael Keaton.
Because he plays the snowman.
Well, that's funny. You mean in Jack Frost? Not Jack Frost. Jack Frost, yeah. Yes. That's also very funny. So he figures out the killer is his ex's like new plastic surgeon boyfriend, who has this weird complex about murdering moms who he thinks aren't worthy of their children because he was the product of an affair and his biological father was like abusive, and his mother like drove out into a lake and just sort of like let the car fall through the ice, and he was like blamed her for it, and it was just, it's weird. It doesn't make any sense. And I'm like, Harry, this whole case started with someone sending you a letter with a snowman on it, and you didn't think to like start with people you knew. So I don't know. That's the gist of the movie. So that's a fun little clue for you, my players. That in no way will be the answer to this mystery.
Cool. Check it off the box.
Check it off the box. You know it won't be that. You know it won't be a plastic surgeon with mom issues.
It's going to be a heart surgeon with daddy issues.
With dad issues. Yep. Yeah. You got it. I'm
Nailed
a hack.
it. Boom. That was easy. Thanks, Ben. This was fun.
I know. It's good. This is actually all the podcast is. It's just, what if I told
Thanks for having me.
A terrible
this
story?
Is lovely. Really.
We are going to keep a couple things, though. Is
the snowman going to be one of them?
Yes. In fact, I actually think that's actually kind of cool.
Is Harry Hole going to be one of them?
What?
Harry Hole going to be one of them?
Well, maybe. I don't think anyone's playing a police detective. So I think I might make him a key NPC. He won't be cool Michael Fassbender version. He's probably going to be an asshole.
Nice.
A Harry Hole, if you will.
It's like something with the translation of the name, because that's not what it is in the Norwegian novel.
Okay. I actually tried to look up the Norwegian novel, but the Wikipedia page on it is like real cagey.
It's like it's Harry Crevasse or something like that.
It's a word. No, I remember this. It's a word that translates to hill, so it could have been Harry Hill, but they just changed it to what it sounds like, which is bad.
Yeah, that's real bad. It's real bad.
Yeah.
No, I love that.
It's like there's this RPG called Star Ocean, the second story. It's a JRPG, and the main character's name is Claude. And I've always read that like the translators were like, well, his name could have been Claude or Crod. And I was like, well, if you think about it, it really wasn't though, right? There really was never, there was never a choice there, really.
I mean, could have done Claude. That's a name.
And also, we say like Harry Hole is like a terrible name, but my parents knew someone named Harry Ball. So
yeah.
Really?
Yeah. He had a brother named Richard. True story.
Nice.
Wow.
I'm going to say it. I think Dick Ball is a cool name.
I think Dick Ball is something I've called somebody.
I was about to say, that's what like your schoolyard bully calls you.
Hey, Dick Ball. But so what we do here is we remake movies with tabletop role-playing games. We finally pair them together like a wine to an entree. And we're going to remake this game. We're going to remake this movie with a game I made, or at least a kind of a prototype of a game. And Alex, I've discovered something about the application we use to record.
Yeah?
There is a soundboard in this application. Did you know that? Did you know the soundboard?
No, did not.
Yeah, so I'm calling this game Gunpointing.
Jesus Christ. Was that you?
It may have been me. I may have made a bespoke soundbite for the name of my game, but yes, calling this game Gunpointing. I've made Alex have an asthma attack. Wow, I wish Jinsey had been here for that one.
Oh, man.
It's based around the humble but terrible handgun, a deadly weapon that anyone can use with little knowledge and no practice. I'm the GM. I don't have a fun name for that yet, but I will. I swear to God.
Gunmaster?
Maybe not before this is over, but the final game will have a fun name for the GM.
The Gunsmith.
See, that was an idea I had too, Alex.
The Gunman?
Well, Gunman's not bad, but I didn't want it to be... Gunsmiths are a thing you might actually run into in the game, so I didn't want it to be a thing that could be in the game. I run into
dungeon masters in D&D all the time.
Yeah, I actually thought of that today too. But we'll see. We'll get there.
Arms dealer?
That's not bad. That's not bad. The armorer is not bad either.
Oh.
The quartermaster.
Quartermaster's good.
Quartermaster's good. That's kind of like an arms dealer. I'm going to put down QM for now.
All right.
Very good, everyone. Gunpointing.
Christ. That time it got me.
I'm so sorry. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. I think it's very loud is the problem.
It's very good, but
anyway,
I'm never ready for it.
Well, it'll get you in the spirit. So you're all going to have a hand of 5 cards, and all the actions in this game are resolved by playing cards in that hand instead of rolling dice. And the only way for you to get more cards is to run out and draw a new hand. So you can kind of see your future, have a little control over your failures and successes. You can kind of plan for failure and success. I'm also going to have a hand of cards, and I play cards to either set a difficulty threshold or to represent an NPC if it's an opposed thing. You can also play cards against each other if you're doing opposed things. And basically, whoever wins that playoff, whoever has the higher card, succeeds. Or if I'm setting a difficulty threshold and I'm higher than you failed to do what you were trying to do. And by default, you're going to play 1 card. But there's no stats. But plays are influenced by a hierarchy of advantages and disadvantages. And the middling advantage, the one I'm kind of thinking is going to be the most common, is you play 2 cards. You play 2 cards and either add them or subtract them if you're, have a disadvantage. And you can get smaller modifiers, smaller advantages, maybe the second card is a random card from the top of the deck instead of one you get to choose. Or maybe one small advantage is I show you what you have to beat. Or if you're opposing each other, maybe one person has to play their cards first and the other person can try to play cards to beat them, that kind of thing. If you have like huge advantages, I might just make an automatic success or an automatic failure. If it's like really, if you're like up to like level 3 advantage. And another sticking carrot I have are the jokers in the deck of cards. The red joker is a wild card I can give you as a reward. And the black joker is like a terrible curse. It's just the worst card. It's automatic failure. So I can give those out. I can also give those out as like big advantages or disadvantages, or I could just give them out as I see fit. But those are the only jokers. So they're either in front of me to give out or they're in someone's hand. And when they play them, they go back to me. So it's kind of like an inspiration thing in D&D, but like imagine if that was like a finite resource. Well, that's not really true because it renews. But you get what I'm saying.
It's the dark and light side points in Edge of the Empire, or the fear and hope points in Daggerheart.
It is a lot like the fear and hope points, yes.
It's a good mechanic. I like it.
Everyone's got a handgun. Probably, I think Joe might be angling to not have a handgun, but it is possible to not have one. So part of the game is to have like a prop handgun. So everyone show me your prop handguns. Let's see what we got. I've got a few here. I've got like a BB gun that looks like a Colt. I'm not sure exactly which Colt it is. I got like another handgun that's like a little BB thing. It's small and plastic. I've got like a Luger thing. Luger feels like a bad guy handgun to me, so I want to have that. Joe, what have you got there?
It is a mini replica of some gun from Fallout 4.
It's a laser rifle.
But it's
A
tiny.
laser rifle.
What do you got, Alex? Yours
This
is huge,
is
Alex.
Cobb Vanth's pistol from Star Wars: The Mandalorian.
That's very good. All right, Julia. Now, Julia may have forgotten to bring one, but
I have an iPhone 13.
hey, that works great.
The deadliest of iPhones.
I will try to get something better. We'll see.
You know, you don't have to, though, Julia. That's part of this. The prop is kind of important, but if you have something rectangular, like a phone or a book, that you can hold in your hand, it actually works pretty good.
I could use my German holographic Charizard.
Yes, you can.
Wait, yo, I got Switch Joy-Cons.
Hey, there you go.
That would actually work really well. But
that
you don't
would
have to have
be
it
good,
for this session. So,
Right.
So there's two ways to shoot or get shot. The first is the shootout, which is like, that's the classic turn-based TTRPG combat thing. Like, it's actual, like, a shootout, a gun combat. You're in cover. You're poking out of cover to shoot, getting back into cover, saying, we got to get out of here. You know, that kind of thing. And it's the same deal. You make plays to determine initiative and then determine if you hit someone you shoot at by making plays. There's a couple of moves like taking cover, and you can, like, aim careful and stuff like that. And we'll get into that later. But there's no damage, really, in this game. Guns are lethal. If you get shot in a shootout, you can be winged, which is you like miraculously surviving being shot one time in your entire life. There's some things that can give you like a second one, but basically that's it. If you get shot again after being winged, you're just gonna die. Now, you can maybe do one more cool thing before you die, but you're gonna die.
I can't wait to guest for one episode.
There's definitely like things for GMs to like, hey, if someone's trying to escape danger, maybe be a little nicer to them if they're actually trying to like mitigate the risk of this. But like, you really need to like resist the urge to let people survive being shot, because I think that's like really against the spirit of the game.
So as a player, don't Dances with Wolves style ride out arms open in front of a line of Union soldiers.
That's right.
Got it.
Yeah. There is a thing called hunkering, which is like
the opposite of what I just described.
Yeah, which is like you really get into cover and it makes it so you're real bad at shooting. You like can't shoot other people, but you're in like very safe cover. So that's like, there's some things there to like keep you from dying. But if you want to do some shooting, it's going to be risky. But the other way to shoot or get shot is like the sweetheart mechanic of the game. It is also the name of the game. It's gunpointing. Gunpointing is like a verb. Gunpointers gunpoint the gunpointed. Okay. And so when you gunpoint someone, you make a play like you do everything else from your hand. And if you succeed, you have them at gunpoint. Until the gunpoint ends, the gunpointer can fire their gun and it will have top action priority and 100% success, and it will be lethal. Even if someone hasn't been winged, that doesn't matter in gunpointing. But if you fail to gunpoint, the other person basically gets a free action, or they can turn it into a standoff where you're basically gunpointing each other.
Spider-Man meme,
yes, except imagine that they die. Or don't die, really. I think the idea is that you're really maybe trying to work towards a point where you both lower your guns and don't shoot each other.
Oh, right. We're not in America in this setting, so.
Ayo.
Got him.
We're going to get into that.
Are you changing the setting on me, Ben?
No, but I've done a lot of research. Maybe this is a good time to get into this.
Oh.
There are... The gun laws in Norway are kind of interesting. There are actually a surprising number of guns in Norway. Like 1 in 10 people own a gun in Norway, because both hunting and like sports shooting are very popular there. But you have to have like a license for your gun and a reason to have the gun on that license, and self-defense is like not one of the reasons you can have a gun. So that'll be interesting. We'll have to figure out, hey, how come you have a gun? Is it legal?
This is my rabbit season Uzi.
I use this gun for putting holes in my donuts.
You have to do it. You have to prove to the police, and they're like, well, they did
I get a line of them, and I just use
what is this? What kind of donut shop is this? All I see are biscuits. Oh, what you've forgotten the last step, sir.
So far.
So that's kind of where you having a prop gun comes up, because in gunpointing, like, it kind of matters whether, a lot of times there's like a flow chart and there's friend scenarios. It kind of matters whether your like gun is ready or not. And I might take that into account. If you've got your prop gun up in your hands, if you're role playing with it, that might matter. There's a couple of other mechanics. I've got a clocks mechanics. I've got this thing called heat that is frankly not as baked as I'd like it to be, but we're gonna see what happens. But we'll get to that stuff in play. But for the last bit here, I think we should talk characters. The characters are made by choosing from a list of 100 feats that each have pros and cons, mostly what they have advantage and disadvantage on. And they get experience by checking boxes on a video game style checklist. And if they get, I think, 15 points, they level up. I might tweak that number. But if they level up, they can choose another feat, or they can remove the downside of one they already have. So I think everyone here has their character pretty nailed down. Got those 3 feats they started out with. So let's find out about that. Julie, do you want to start?
Yeah, I can start. So I will be playing Esther Falk, who uses she, her pronouns and is a private eye investigator.
That's awesome. What's your, tell us your 3 feats and tell us like the pros and the cons on it.
Yeah, so I have allergic to bullshit, which means I have major advantage when determining when someone is lying. But it also means I have major disadvantage when I attempt to lie. Which is fine because I'm not great at lying in real life.
We are kindred spirits.
Yay!
I base this on me. It was me.
It makes acting fun.
Yeah.
I then have Sneak King, which gives me advantage on stealth, but also means that I'm so quiet that it is off-putting, and I might accidentally scare someone when I just normally approach them.
I love that game.
Which is very funny to me.
Well, it was not a coincidence, Alex.
Oh, I know. I know you.
And then I have Crime Buff, because she is a PI. So I have advantage on plays about knowledge of criminal cases and criminal psychology, but I have to choose to have disadvantage on either current events, science, history, pop culture, or art and literature. And I think for Esther, I'm going to go pop culture. I think she's going to be a bit of a workaholic.
Good. I like that. Joe.
Yeah, I am looking at being Kurt Anderson. Early 20s, true crime podcaster. And he's pretty useless in a fight, but he knows how to sniff out a good story. The growth of his podcast, Crime Blast, has stagnated as of late, forcing him to become more desperate in his pursuit of topping the charts. And I sort of see him as, if we've got Julia playing this sort of like badass female private detective, flipping kind of the gender role on that, I see my character as sort of the mask fatale of this story.
Good.
Just this sort of good-looking, friendly guy who just kind of wants to make content and is willing to do what it takes to get it, I guess. And so to coincide with that, my feats are Fightless Nerd. When you do a luck pull, you can discard the first card and draw again if you wish. And I have disadvantage on all actions involving guns, combat, fighting, assault, etc., except gunpointing. You do not start with a handgun. You cannot use long guns in shooting.
Gunpointing.
I was about to ask.
I hit the stupid hamburger menu instead of the actual button.
That's rude.
I was like, oh, we're not doing it every time someone says it. Okay.
Yeah, we got to keep the tension high. You never know when it's going to hit.
By the way, a luck pull is just whenever I have you like take a card off the top of the deck instead of out of your hand.
Right.
Which will happen sometimes.
But basically what I've done is Ben invited me to this cool crime thriller story using the game called Gunpointing. And my first thought was, what if my character didn't have a gun?
Gunpointing. I hit it that time.
You did.
What I invited you to, Joe, was to help me playtest the game, and you've done that spectacularly. You were like, what if you don't have a gun, though? What if you don't have a gun?
Yeah, what if you play someone who's bad at guns?
Okay, we need to decide, are you gonna have a gun? Like, you can still have one.
I think that I can get a gun.
Sure,
but I don't have to
start
start with
someone
one.
else's. Yeah.
Because I'm going to be too busy holding my recording device to hold a gun.
That's very interesting.
Podcasting, baby. Shotgun mic.
Cool.
The next feed is John Everyman. You've never met a stranger. Social interactions with people you don't know have advantage. Seems like something good for someone who interviews a lot of people that they've never met before would have. He has some skill in interviewing people. But I have no formal training in anything. If I have a job, it's mundane and requires no skills, which I
actually
think...
cut that part out. You don't have to have that anymore. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the part.
I think it still applies.
Maybe.
I'm just podcasting. I'm not...
You seem awfully unemployed despite your description of the character so far.
Yeah. But anything that requires skills aside from social skills, shooting a gun, investigating, fighting, has disadvantage. So that is the second feat I have taken that inflicts disadvantage while fighting. And then finally, Magic Mike Fingers. I have advantage on sleight of hand and other quick deceptive actions. I can also spend a movement to reload instead of an action if I wanted to. So I can do cool reload animations if I wanted. But as soon as I go to fire that gun, it's bad news.
Gun pointing.
He didn't even say it that time.
Yeah, he said the word gun. I hadn't pressed in a while.
That doesn't count.
Wow.
Redact that.
Okay.
I do have a compulsion to steal. Anytime you are near something valuable and you have an opportunity to steal it, the quartermaster may force you to try to steal it or discard a face card to resist the impulse.
I'm so glad that you have this. Face cards, by the way, I'm maybe it's obvious, but it's jacks, queens, and kings.
But yeah, that's Kurt Anderson.
All right, Alex, tell us about your character.
All right, my character is named Christopher Sant, but you can call him Chris. He's in his late 30s. He's a baker and an amateur axe thrower, and a true crime enthusiast / podcast listener. Probably a big fan of your podcast.
Of Crime Blast?
Yeah, of Crime
You're
Blast.
a crime blaster?
I'm a crime blastee. Of my feats, I've got hallmark of a, in parentheses, detective, which means I'm not a detective per se, but I'm like good at it. And then I'm a tosser, which is not the rude meaning of that. It means that I'm good at throwing stuff.
A right tosser.
And then I'm a conspiracy nut. And do we want to go into my conspiracy?
Go into all of them. Go back and tell us what your pros and cons are.
Tosser. Here's Tosser. You have advantage on throwing things, and you have a signature thrown weapon. This weapon is ranged like a standard handgun, but it only stuns, even if it's something gnarly like a knife or throwing star.
I like the use of the word gnarly.
Hey, since you're doing axes, I'm gonna up yours a little bit. Add that you can gunpoint with your axe.
Also, hit the buzzer.
Gunpointing.
This will sound weird, but I'm actually terrible at catching things, it says. But I have a little box for stunning somebody with throwing something. And then I have a little box for throw something to perform a task you'd usually have to do up close, like turning on a light switch.
Oh yeah, I forgot to say that everyone's got like their own like special ways they can get a couple of experience points.
All right, conspiracy nut. Work with the GM and choose a conspiracy theory that you are totally obsessed with and totally believe is true. The conspiracy is true, and you are at least mostly correct about it. If it is ever proven true, you will be vindicated and admired. even if you aren't the one who proves it. You also have advantage if your knowledge of the conspiracy comes in handy. I don't think it will. Just because of the conspiracy theory that I've chosen for my character, which is that Norwegian, because the movie and game is set in Norway, if we haven't said so yet. Norwegian banana bread is not made with bananas. It's made with kumquats.
Except for yours, right?
Except for mine. But I don't make banana bread because I don't like it.
But you like how it smells, right? Like
I do like how it smells, yeah. I make it and then I throw it immediately in the trash.
And then I make it into a candle?
Yeah. Almost nobody else believes the conspiracy is true. At best, people pity you, and at worst, they think you're a nut. You're also a little weird, making you somewhat off-putting and sometimes getting disadvantages on social interactions. I get a little box if I'm laughed at, and I get a little box if I express disbelief in a different conspiracy theory to someone else believes. And where's my last one? Hallmark of a great detective. You have a job that has nothing to do with the case, like a baker.
Whoa.
Or you have here some shit, which I think is really a rude thing to put in a book, Ben.
That's right. That's the vibe.
But somehow you have a knack for investigating, or whatever skill the case calls for. Gain insight advantage, or gain a slight advantage on plays that involve your profession. GM should be very generous with what counts as this.
I'm going to bump it up. I'm going to give you, like, middling advantage on that.
Nice.
I guess I was thinking, like, because I'd let you call for it all the time. No, you know what? I'm taking it back. Sorry.
Coward.
What was I saying? It's starting to sound like it pays a lot to be a co-host on this podcast.
No. I think because the GM's kind of supposed to be generous with what counts as, like, spinning being a baker into, like, what works in the situation. It's supposed to work often, but not a lot.
Sure. Okay. Police, other authority figures like government officials and other professionals involved in this case, i.e. lawyers, etc., know who you are and want you to go away. This may include other player characters. You start with at least one heat with any factions that represent authority figures. I get a little box if I annoy a cop or an equivalent profession, and I get a little box if I make at least one money from my profession.
Oh yeah, money is like in like Blades in the Dark, where it's like big chunks. You have like one money, and like one money is enough to buy a handgun, but it could be more than that. And like 10 money is like a car.
So how does a baker work when they're like actively disliked by people of authority, like cops?
How does a baker work? Mostly by baking bread. Like,
if the cops don't like you, then who are they buying their donuts from?
It doesn't say that. The cops might be fine if he's doing baker stuff. They just don't like it when he's like doing anything other than baker stuff.
Oh, so he's a baker by day, not by night.
Stick to the donuts and get off of my crime scene.
This is based on an actual like Hallmark movies and mysteries series that has like the lady from Full House in it, and she's like literally a baker who's like a pretty good detective, and like that's kind of part of the movies is the police are like stop. So
which of the ladies from Full House?
The oldest, the Candace Cameron Bure.
Oh,
yeah.
Yep.
DJ,
thank you, DJ.
Incredible.
Gunpointing.
Gunpointing.
For Candace Cameron Bure. I think she's anti-vax.
I think she's a lot of things. I think she's like not openly many things, but it's kind of there's a lot of red flags.
Yeah. I mean, when you're one, you usually are also the rest.
Yeah. Kind of cascade. Ben, did you get the joke with my name?
No. Oh, croissant. I do.
Is the apostrophe part of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
He thinks that's Norwegian.
Yeah, obviously.
Another part of character creation in gunpointing is you all have a kinship and a tension with one other player character. And they have to be different characters. The kinship has to be with one character. Tension has to be with another character. And a kinship is like, you don't actually have to know the person. It just has to be something that you like have in common, something that if you knew it about the other person, it would make you trust them a little more. And tension is the opposite. It's something that would make you distrust the other person a little more if you knew it about them. But you don't have to like hate the person for your tension. It could be just stuff like maybe you're part of organizations that don't like each other or are not super compatible, or they believe something that is kind of against your beliefs, things like that. I basically made this mechanic so that there would be reasons for player characters to point guns at each other. So I'm going to start with Alex. Alex, what's your kinship?
My tension, Chris's tension, rather, is going to be with Esther Falk, Julia's character, that he believes they botched a past investigation that he was interested in.
Ooh, Julia, what's your kinship?
So ironically enough, my kinship is with Chris, because I've gotten coffee from his bakery before. We've chatted a little bit, like not extensively, but like, you know, it's on the way to my office.
So not so mad at her that you banned her from the store.
I'm not going to pass up a sale. Hey, if I was going to deny a sale to every customer I was pissed off at Walmart, I wouldn't have a job there anymore.
What's your tension, Esther?
So my tension is with Kurt.
As it probably should
because, be. Well, yes. Because as a PI, I think she would see a true crime podcaster as someone who doesn't take her work seriously and sensationalizes it. And I think she just has a bit of a distaste for the genre as a whole, because it's like, these are people's lives, you know?
Yeah.
This is real.
And Joe, what is Kurt's kinship?
Kurt's kinship is with Esther, because he sees her as a potential source of information and resource for gathering clues and getting closer to the crime scene and the crime in order to sell his podcast. The tension is with Chris because he sees fans as sort of a means to an end. Like, give me your monthly subscription and things like that. And Chris, I think we had established, is a fan who has a history of trying to get on the podcast. And Kurt's bad at sharing.
Every series on Roleplay Retcon also has a musical guest, and we feature them on the soundtrack. And for the Snowman, we wanted to feature a Norwegian artist, so we've gone with prog metal band Sun Goose. Their EP Reach Out has plenty of metal, but it's also got a little noir-style saxophone and some haunting vocals, so it's perfect. Though I almost kind of feel bad, because this is not how this music should be appreciated. You should have headphones in, lying on your back in a field, staring into the sky, and listening to this album in its entirety. Well, we'll see you for episode 1 of The Snowman. But bye for now. Bye.
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 Bye, everybody. Bye, kisses.
Roleplay Retcon's remake of The Snowman is directed by Benjamin Gray, with Julia Labouche as Esther Falk, Joe Simpson as Kurt Anderson, and Alex Blasius as Chris Sant. The music in this series is by Sun Goose. Our logo is by Jeanette Blasius.
Roleplay Retcon is produced by Two Fish in a Jug and is part of the One Shot Network.
Bye, kisses.
We watched the smoke rise up until we couldn't see the sun. Risking it all for a glimpse of purpose. My mind changed.
In the universe of Star Wall Odyssey, space is made out of the collective imaginations of all the thinking beings who live on various planets. These worlds are connected to each other through imagination. Common themes and ideas are strings between universes. And to get between them, people fly wooden ships that look like animals, which are powered by emotions. Also, people communicate with each other by contemplating orbs. The only way you can take pictures is getting stared at by a big psychic bug. And people have already declared victory in a war over the very concept of evil. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Star Wall Odyssey follows the adventures of the hapless inhabitants of the Lucky Finn tenement building, who suddenly find that their apartment is actually a spaceship, and that they're lost in a sea of boundless imagination. It's an actual play starring me, James D'Amato, Mel D'Amato, Ali Grauer, and Drew Merzieski, as we playtest the No Kings system, which will hopefully one day be the Skyjacks role-playing system. It toes the line between weird and wonderful slice of life and high-flying space fantasy. You can sample the first 5 episodes by searching for Star Wall Odyssey on your favorite podcast app, or get the whole thing by heading to patreon.com/oneshotpodcast and signing up for $5 a month or more.